Too many veterans are suffering in silence from mental health problems. And with a system that can be complex and overwhelming, it can be a struggle to connect our servicemen and women with the resources they need to get help. Now, VetLife is helping veterans get that help and connect them with local resources through their brand new app called VetLife. Matthew Leach from VetLife joins us via Zoom this morning with more info. Good morning.
Good morning, Todd. Thank you so much for having me here today.
Absolutely our pleasure. Of course, mental health, an important topic and hard to navigate, more so for veterans. Could you describe that?
It is tough for all of us to navigate in this world here that we live in today. But as you mentioned, for veterans in particular, and what we focus here on at VetLife, and as you mentioned with our new Battle Buddy app, is that transition from their service time and service days back into civilian life. It is extremely difficult. We all know transitions, whether it's going from high school to college, college to the real world or the working world, are always difficult no matter what. But in particular, such a drastic change. And what we've noticed is in that transition, veterans typically lose that sense of community, which has been such an integral part of their success in their life up until that point. They lose that sense of purpose and mission and drive, that reason for getting up and out of bed each and every day. So it is extremely difficult when we see veterans transitioning from their service days back into that civilian life. And we want to do everything we can to make that transition as easy and as prosperous for our veterans as possible.
Oh, you brought in prosperity too. That's an intriguing angle. But community, obviously, purpose, these are the things that they may be missing in this transition from service to civilian life. How is Battle Buddy going to help?
Well, number one, we connect them with other veterans all across not only this great state of Michigan, but all across the country. And unfortunately, a lot of veterans, once they leave their service, there's a lot of use or utility for them while they are men or women at arms. And a lot of times they just feel like once they transition back into civilian life, there isn't necessarily a use for them from the government or from those service arms or branches here anymore. And so a lot of times they just feel lonely. They feel isolated. And at the very least, just letting them know that somebody is still there, somebody still has their back. Because one of the most difficult things for these veterans is they're not taught to ask for help. They're taught to rub some dirt on it and find, where there's a will, there is a way. And so asking for help is extremely difficult. They ask once, they ask twice. By that third time, they will find a way to get that home loan, to get that disability compensation, whatever services they might be seeking out, they'll find a way to get it. And so at VetLife, and with our Battle Buddy app, bringing it directly to their fingertips, you mentioned the convoluted process that it is. We try and hold their hand through about 95% of the process to ensure that they're their own best advocates, but also just to let them know that they're not alone, that they still have somebody here to help along the way.
Absolutely. They have that sense of community that you're saying that can be missing. And now the purpose, too, to give them a purpose each day. What other features are on this app?
So there's a number of features, as I mentioned. VA home loans here a second ago, that and disability compensation have been the two main drivers here so far. But we have job employment. We have help with education benefits. We try and make it truly a one-stop shop, a central coordinating hub for veterans and all of their benefits, but even taking it a step further, because as a veteran, you're entitled to a VA home loan. But that you don't get benefits that qualify for a realtor, title, insurance, all these other big components that go along with buying or purchasing a home. So what we try and do is complete that ecosystem for the veteran, make it as easy as possible for them in this next step of their life.
I love that this is a Michigan-made app, too. I mean, it's very, but this is available to anyone, correct?
This is available to anyone. I am a proud son of this great state of Michigan, and I do love that since VetLife has opened our doors in 2018, we have been able to pair over 143,000 veterans in this great state of Michigan to a benefit which is absolutely fantastic. It's about 38, almost 40% of the veterans that we have here in this great state. And so that has been primarily through our in-person events. We've got some great ones coming up here, a golf outing at the U of M golf course put on by the Gold Star Foundation in July. Vet Fest, our mainstay event at the Fowlerville Fairgrounds on August 2nd from 12 to 3 p.m. That is a free outreach event for veterans and their families. And we emphasize the families, the spouse, the dependents, the family unit. That's also what we try and focus here on Vet Life. But like I said, it's about 40% of the veterans here in this great state that we've been able to reach, which means there's another 60% that we haven't been able to reach just yet. And then also another 15 to 16 million veterans across the country that are in also need of these services. So Battle Buddy is what will be taking Vet Life from a Michigan-based nonprofit to a national nonprofit.
Yeah, big step for Vet Life, and I cannot wait to see the impact that this app is going to have, well, globally, to tell you the truth. You can download the Battle Buddy app on the Apple Store and Google Play, anywhere you go. Matthew, thank you so much for the time and for creating this app and what you're doing for veterans. Thank you so much for the time this morning.